prepared.
All right, so we are recording. I will start the stream. All right, here we go. Well, good morning. Hopefully we have some people out there watching live. And this is the first session of our Summer Tech Tuesday. We're starting with the end of year in mind. We're going to wrap up and clean up and close out all of those programs, get ready for the summer, so that when we come back in August, we're ready to go. Just so you know, those of you that are attending or watching the live stream, you will have the opportunity to earn some PD credit. So once we are finished with this session, we'll have a Google form at the top of our digital learning website that you can find on our Tech Talk newsletter. And there will be a link to the form you can fill out to show that you attended the session, and we'll make sure to give you credit in Eduphoria. That form will be accepting responses until 11 o'clock today, so make sure that you fill that out as soon as you get done watching this session so that you can earn credit for attending. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to look at today is our Canvas cleanup. Now, we have been talking a little bit at the end of, or towards the end of this school year about some different things to do to make sure that you were able to copy your course over. Now, if you did not have a chance to copy, or you didn't think maybe you wanted to copy your course and now you would, you do still have access to your course. So I want to go ahead and show you how to access that content and get that copied over into a new Canvas course for next year. So we'll go over to Canvas. My dashboard may look a little bit different than yours. Mine is the new elementary theming, but it still works the same. So what you'll want to do to find your 2020 to 2021 school year Canvas courses is to go to Courses underneath Dashboard. Then you'll need to go to All Courses. And you'll want to scroll down until you see Past Enrollments. And this is where you will find any course that you were enrolled in as the teacher and that was created by Skyward. So once you find the course that you're looking for, let's just say I'm going to use do the Canvas training. Actually, we'll do this one. You'll just click on the course you want to copy. Then you'll go over to Settings and click Copy this course. When you do this, you will go ahead and enter the name of the new course that you would like to copy, and the rest of this will go over into this, I'm getting tongue-tied, Tulsha. It will create pretty much a sandbox course so that you can copy your content over. Now, you can keep it at all content, or you can actually select specific content if you don't want the whole course to be copied. And then you'll just click Create Course. If you've already created a sandbox course and you would like to import your course content directly into that sandbox, you could do that as well by clicking on your sandbox course. We're going to go to Settings. And now, instead of copy this course, since I'm importing course content from another course, we'll just click Import Course Content. And this is where you would do copy a Canvas course. And then you could search for your course name. And it helps if you have the course number, which again is found up in this URL of your course. Here, the number is right there. And you can search directly by that course number. It just narrows the search field down. And then again, you could choose either all content or select specific content to copy over. You can even, if you have assignments in here, you can even adjust the due dates or calendar events before you even import it into your new course if you're ready to do that, and then click Import. And then it will show you here at the bottom once it's completed. Go back to my dashboard. Okay, a couple of other things that you'll want to keep in mind for your Canvas cleanup is, let's see, let me go into a sandbox here. Any course that you created is called your sandbox course. Now in these, I know some of our teachers created sandbox courses and they actually either added students to those courses, maybe it was for like a club at the school that they wanted to use a Canvas course for, or it could have been a course that you just created and added your students to. So you'll want to make sure on those courses that you have concluded the course so that it is no longer going to show up on your student's dashboard and they don't have access to it any longer. So to conclude a Canvas course, you'll go to Settings. And remember, this is only for courses that you created. If it was created by Skyward, it has already been concluded for you. So in your sandbox, you'll go to Settings, and you just click Conclude this course. It's going to ask you again to make sure you want to conclude this course. And now remember, you will still have access to the course even once it's concluded. It will just be under your past enrollments in your All Courses section. This just removes it from your dashboard and from your students' dashboard so that it's not crowding up their dashboard when they come back in August. So we'll go ahead and conclude. Okay, so we'll see now, if I go to Courses, All Courses. You'll see now it is listed here underneath my past enrollment since I've concluded the course. Okay, a couple of other things that you'll want to make sure you do. If you have created multiple sandbox courses, I know a lot of us were just getting adjusted to Canvas last summer or maybe last spring. So if you created just some practice courses that you don't need anymore and they're just kind of in your way, you can do the same thing to those courses. So if you have, let's see, like these are all of my unpublished. Obviously, I don't use all of these courses all of the time. So I could go into these courses, and if I decided I wanted to take them off of my dashboard, I could go to Settings. And again, you can conclude the course if it's a course that you would like to have access to in the future. If you don't need anything in this course, and it is a course that you created, you could also just delete the course. Once it is deleted, it will be gone, so you won't be able to recover this, but this would just be for any of those practice courses you may have. They're just kind of crowding up your space. So again, you could delete this course if it is a sandbox that you will no longer need the content for. Or if you just want to remove it from your dashboard and you think you might need to go back to it later, you would just want to conclude this course. If you happen to create any groups in your Canvas courses with your students, you will want to make sure that you go to groups and remove the students from those groups. That way they no longer have access to the group of people. All right. And wrapping up our Canvas cleanup, one thing to keep in mind, or a good thing to do at this time of the year, is just kind of reflect back on your Canvas experience this year, your Canvas courses that you created. Look at the things that you think went well, or things that you maybe would like to change for next year. Talisha and I are always here to help if you want to run some ideas by us, or would like some ideas on other ways to create certain assignments or things in Canvas. Please just give us a shout out, call us, give us an email, or shoot us an email. We'd be happy to help get you set up for next year. All right, so let's go ahead and change gears. Put my Tech Tuesday. Okay, so we talked about concluding your sandbox courses that you have created, especially if you have students in those courses. We talked about where to go and find your course content if you would like to copy this year's courses into a sandbox for next year. And we also talked about removing your students from any groups that you may have created in your Canvas courses so that they no longer have access to those groups. So now we're going to switch gears and kind of go over some Google information. So we'll go ahead and start with some Gmail cleanup.
All right. All right, Lindsay, will you, yeah, there you go. All right, I'm going to present my screen now. All right. Can you see it?
Yes, well, we see your email right now.
Okay, that's what I need. Oh,
yes, because you're doing Gmail.
yeah. Okay, we're gonna go over Gmail. Summer is a great time to clean up your email, and if your email looks anything like mine, I have 174 items in my inbox that I have yet to read, and my guess is probably 90% of it is trash. So the first thing I'm going to go through and do is delete a few things, and I'm sure you guys already know how to do that, but just in case, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to click a few things. I'm going to go up to the top. Let's see. Maybe click a few things around, and I'm going to click the delete button. So that is a really good way to get rid of a lot of things in your email. Do know that if you delete something accidentally, it is in your trash for 30 days. And I find myself doing that a lot. Go back and search in my trash for things that I shouldn't have deleted. Other things that to kind of clear up your inbox is to archive some email. Maybe you don't need to look at it. You don't necessarily need to put it in a label, but you need to be able to access it later. You can click on same thing that like what we just did with deleting. You're going to highlight the ones that you need and click on the archive button. And it's out of sight, out of mind. But if you ever need that email again, you can go up to the top and search for it, and you will find it there. Other things that you can do to kind of clean up your email, if you've ever seen other people have multiple sections or labels, that's what I'm going to show you next. If you scroll all the way down, I have lots of labels listed in mine. So mine's going to be towards the very bottom. Yours may not be quite as busy as mine, but at the very bottom, you'll see more. And let me scroll down a little bit more. I'm going to click on create new label. So this is a way to kind of organize your emails into folders, if you will. So let's say I want a folder or label that says action needed. So this means I want it's going to be something that I really want for, I know I need to do something for. If I need it nested under something, I can choose another and choose a spot. This one, I really don't need it nested. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to create my label. All right, so it will come over here on the side. You'll see it, maybe. Oh, I didn't go up far enough. Action needed. So there's my new label. If you notice, I have some labels that are colored. I want it to pop so that I can find it easily. Like just a second ago, I was kind of scrolling through trying to find it. Let's say I want it to be, oh, you can do a custom color. Let's just choose this blue color. So I know that anything I need in this folder or in this label will be listed here, and it's going to be blue. Another thing that you can do with your labels is to manage them and create a nice, neat, organized inbox. I'm going to go back down where it says more. And where I clicked on new label, I'm going to click on manage labels. This is another way to get to your settings. You can also get through that by clicking the settings button at the top. So here, I'm going to go to inbox. And right now I just have it where my unread is first and everything else is underneath. But I want to change my inbox a little bit to make it more priority driven. So I'm going to click on priority. And I'm going to leave my unread first, but I want to add a new section here. This is where I'm going to change it to that action needed. And so start, everything else, I'm going to leave everything else just like it is. So I'll click Save Changes. Now, as of right now, you can see here's my unread. My action needed, I do not have anything under action needed, but let's see. This is something I need to do. We'll click on here and I'm going to, well, I can just open it. I'm going to change my label. Actually, let me do move to action needed. And then you'll see it now. And notice my label is blue. Whoop. Let me go back to inbox, sorry. My label is blue. It's in action needed. So I know this is something I have to go back to. I can't wait. Then I have all my starred, which again, I need to clean that out. Then I have everything else. So that's a quick, easy way to kind of clean up your inbox and make it a little more workable, user-friendly. Next thing I want to show you guys is how to update your signature. Beginning of the year last year, I noticed lots of people maybe changed positions, but then their signature still was what they were doing prior to. So a quick way, I'm going to show you how to change that. We're going to go to settings. So I showed you earlier, you can go to settings down here. We're going to just go to settings, see all settings. Then we're in general, your general button. We're going to scroll down until you see signature. So here, if I change positions, I can delete all of this. You can format it with your font, your colors, anything that you can do in an email you could do here. You can even add a picture. So let's say I would like to add the image of our, no, we'll do that. You add your picture, you could add a GIF where you have your, that's awful big, but you see how that works. Once you change your signature, you can go down and click Save Changes. And voila, your signature is done. Another question that I got about Google a lot over the year was how to create groups. So you don't have to go through and type in each person's email address each time. To do that, I'm going to open up a new window and I'm going to go to contacts.google.com. I'm logged into Google, so all of my contacts are going to pop up. And the best way to do that, over on the side, you're going to have your contacts, your frequent contacts, and whatnot. We're going to go to labels and create new label. And let's see, I'm going to name this one, whoop, if I could type, digital learning. All right, so I have a new label, digital learning. And I would like to add people to that. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just in contacts, if you notice here on the left, and I'm going to type in Lindsay's name. Lindsay's contact information pops up. Okay. To add her to that label, to that group, I'm going to click on the three dots and click on digital learning. And she should be there. To check it, I'm just going to click on digital learning and I see Lindsay there. Now, if I wanted to add other people, do the same thing. Let's see, I'm going to add Dr. Pageant. Three dots, digital learning. And you see she popped up. Now, when I go to an email, all I have to do is type in, oh, there's my beautiful signature. No, that's not what I wanted. I have to go back and change that. My label, because there already is one labeled digital learning. Oh, anyway, you should be able to type in, like let's say I had instructional coaches. I typed in instructional coaches. That was one of my labels. All of their names popped in. Another thing that you can do when you're in your contacts with your labels is if someone leaves, like Miss Grider retired, I can go in and I can delete her from this contact or this label, this group, and I'm going to add in Ms. Pate. And she is also a campus, I may change that, but she is a campus textbook coordinator, so I have her in more than one group. So now I've updated that group. So creating groups and updating groups is very, very easy. You just have to remember that you have to go to contacts.google.com. And all of these things that I've showed you today will be available in our resource. I'll just show you. Over in on our resource, if you click on top of Gmail, you'll see all of that. One other thing I do want to remind you is our school Gmail is for school use only. You shouldn't be promoting personal businesses and whatnot with your school email as well. Lindsay, did I miss anything? Can you think of anything?
The only other thing I could think of would be their profile picture. I'll go over how to update their profile picture.
Yes. All right. So to update your profile picture, you're going to click on your Manage Your Google account. And you'll see here, I'm going to just select my, let's see, super, super easy. I have my new image. So what I did was clicked on the camera to select my new profile, and I'm going to set my new profile up. So it's updated to my new headshot for our staff directory. And once I refresh, there it is. Super, super easy. And you do need to make sure that your profile picture is school appropriate, and really, we'd really like to see your face there so that we know it is actually you.
Yes.
All right.
Just remember that anything that you use within Google, that profile picture is what's going to show up.
Absolutely.
So, have a YouTube video that you create and you want to share that with students throughout the year. Whatever profile picture is there is during the time of your recording is going to obviously stay there the whole time. So, if you change it over the summer to something a little more summery, just make sure it is still something that is school appropriate and that you're going to want your students and parents to be able to see, because it pops up in multiple places.
And exactly. You want to make sure it's professional.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So the next thing we're going to look at is Google Drive, do a quick cleanup. All right, so Lindsay, do you want to start there?
Sure.
And I'm going to stop sharing.
All right. All right, so you should see my Google Drive. Don't get too overwhelmed here. It's pretty crazy. I need to follow our own advice and take some time to clean it up. But as you can see, this is my drive. I have mine set to the tile view because I think it is easier to see this way. Some of you may have it in list view, so yours may look something like this. Either way works just fine. You can organize it in both manners. I like to have mine in, grid view, not tile view. I'm thinking Google Meet. Okay, so in grid view, you'll see your most recent are always here at the top. I like to have my folders organized by name. That way they're in ABC order. One thing that I run into by having it organized by name is that some of the things that or folders that I may create, I may have to scroll down for a long time to get to those folders, depending on what the name of the folder is. So what I have learned is that if I want a folder to come up to the top, an easy way to get that to pop up at the top, so like my digital learning folder here, notice I started the title of this folder with an underscore and then hashtag, and just to make sure that it was up at the top, I put #1, then I put digital learning. That way Google's going to look at all of these symbols before it starts alphabetizing them. So that will automatically push it up to the top of my folders. You can see, you can also put an asterisk next to a title. That will help it to pop up to the top. You can put multiple asterisks if you want it to go in front of some of your others. I also like to color code my folders just to kind of draw my attention to those. And then I'll remember, especially if it's a shared folder, if you color code it, you can say, okay, remember, go and look in your red Canvas work folder. Kind of like what we do with students in their classroom folders. Just color code those, and then everything in one topic could be the same color, and it'll help you kind of organize your drive that way. Plus, it looks really cute. So that is what how I like to organize mine. You could also change if you have it in folder or grid view. Instead of having it alphabetized, you could actually change to last modified. So that's going to bring any of your folders that you have recently worked in up to the top. You can actually specify that you want it last modified by you, because remember, if you're part of those shared folders, if anyone modifies that folder at any point, it's going to pop it up to the top. You could also change it to last opened by you. And that's just going to have those most frequented folders first, and then it will go into the rest by date of the date that it was last opened. Like I said, I like to keep mine at name. Let's see. All right, I think that was all that I was going to go over on Google Drive. Do you want to go over kind of tie it back to Canvas and how, if they created those Google assignments, how to get rid of those folders?
Absolutely. Sure.
Let me stop presenting.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to open up my drive. So with your Google LTI assignments, you probably noticed that your Google Drive was inundated with lots of copies of items your students shared with you. Now, you need to make sure you go through. If there's anything that you want to keep out of that folder, get that, save that, put it in, copy it into another folder. But if you have lots in there and you're really done, you've already turned in your grades, everything's good to go, you can go in and delete that. So I'm going to just go search assignments, and Canvas automatically created an assignment folder. And it should be listed at the very top. The very first Google LTI assignment that I created was on August 4th, and we did a practice run to make sure it worked. So that's when my folder was created. Then anytime after that, in any of the courses where I was a teacher, and I created like Lindsay and I are both co-teachers in another course. So anytime the first time a Google LTI was created, it created a folder in assignments for those courses. But I don't need this anymore. So I can go through and I'm going to delete this one. And all you have to do, if I have any items in there, so you can see I have a few. Your templates are here, as well as anything that was uploaded or submitted. So I'm going to just go back. I want the whole folder deleted because I know my original that I created is going to stay where it is. So it's not going to go away. So I know I still have my original document. I'm going to click on trash to delete it and move it to the trash. Before you delete anything from a Canvas course where you were a co-teacher, you want to make sure with the other teacher as well before you go through and delete those. But you can delete all of them at the same time or individually. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one as well. And so then I know all of those assignments are gone out of my drive. And just like with your email, anything that you put in Google Drive is in your trash for 30 days. So it'll stay there. So if you think, oh no, I shouldn't have deleted that, you can always go to your trash and add it back, restore it, and it'll go back to let's see if I could just click on it, click restore, and go back to where I was. There it is again. So don't panic if you delete something on accident and you want to go back. After 30 days, it's automatically taken out. So again, out of sight, out of mind, you don't have to worry about that. But super easy. Just Google or go to your site, go open your drive, search for assignments, and you will find all of your Canvas Google assignments. Awesome. And you can delete them. So,
thank you very much.
Yes. Stop presenting. Oh, right on time. It is 10:30.
Yes. Okay. So that wraps up our first session, and we hope that you enjoyed it. And just as a reminder, let me go ahead and show you again where you can find the Google form to fill out to earn your PD credit. Okay, so you should be looking at our new NSISD Digital Learning website. If you have not checked out the website yet, it was linked in the latest edition of the EISD Tech Talk that we sent out. So if you go back to your Tech Talk newsletter and click on the link here, it'll open up our new website. Once you are in the website, you'll see here at the top, each Tuesday that we have a session, we'll have a form that you can fill out if you would like to earn credit, so that we can go ahead and get that entered into Eduphoria. You'll just click the button and you'll see the Summer Tech Tuesday form. Make sure you just put your last name, first name, the campus that you are from. And then as we continue throughout the summer to add sessions, you'll see each session here and you can click the one that you attended that day. And we will only be accepting responses on this Google form for about 30 minutes. So we'll give you some time if you didn't get to join right at the beginning, but are currently watching the live stream or watch the recording. You will be able to earn credit as well up until about 11 o'clock this morning. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email us, call, and we'll be here all summer. I also wanted to remind you that if you go back to the newsletter, this PDF here that talks about the Tech Tuesday sessions, if you have specific training needs or training suggestions, things that you would like for us to include in some of these Tech Tuesdays, please go in and there's a link here for a form. If you fill this form out, it'll just give us an idea of some things that we could offer in our training sessions. That way they're more useful for you guys. One last thing, if you notice, we had our little flyer for today, kind of keep Tilish and I on track. This flyer will also be added to our, our digital learning website. You'll go click on staff resources and digital learning PD, and then I will be adding it to this section here shortly. So if you would like to go back and look over kind of the little flyer of what we went over today, we'll also have a link to our, where it is now, to our YouTube channel, and that's where we'll be adding the recording for today. So this link will take you directly to the Digital Learning YouTube channel, and we'll have a new playlist added by this afternoon that will include the recording from today's session, and then each session after today will also be added there. So you'll be able to find them all in one spot. All right.
Awesome.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed your first Summer Tech Tuesday session, and we hope that you will join us next week. Actually, on next week, June 8th, we'll be going over the Canvas for Elementary, the new theming. So don't feel like even if you are secondary, you are more than welcome to join and check out what this new Canvas look entails and what it can do for your classroom. So we hope to see you all next Tuesday, June 8th at 10 o'clock.
All right. Bye.
Bye.